Hello everyone. Today's topic is why God doesn't help, or why do you feel like nobody's helping you? Mm, it's even for me. It's a little bit harder to talk about it because even if you know the truth, sometimes because of the influence of the earth, it's it get entangled in a different way because anything that we consume on earth has the ability to influence us, especially the food that we consume, the thought that we consume, the influence that we have if we are having any kind of relationship with people other than our own self, means our own family, relatives, friends, anybody who is in a contact with ourselves, that influences. So basically, people on earth, we have free will. So when we have free will, and if, okay, let me start from the beginning. So imagine you being in a place of needing something, a guidance, help, an assistance, a support, a miracle, something, even just a sign from the divine world. You ask for it. God, please help me. No matter which religion you belong, it doesn't matter because gods don't have religion. I mean, divine doesn't have a religion. Religion is for the people who doesn't believe in themselves. That is not a lesser thing, by the way, because life on earth is something that you cannot define in one line. So it's too complex to experience and to explain it in single sentences, unless life on earth is something that remembering who you are because you have forgotten. That is the only thing that I can say with one sentence. What is life on earth? Remembering who we are. That is the meaning of life on earth. We have to create our own meaning on earth. That is the purpose of life, to manipulate the energies on earth. We have the ability to manifest a lot of things. So when we are living on earth, we need something. When we realize we need something, either we go for any other human because they can provide for it. Sometimes they cannot provide it. So when they cannot provide it, we go to the God, right? The truth is, even that help from your own people, your parents, siblings, it comes actually with the divine help. So basically, it's the divine who is the provider of our life. So many people who live a very lonely life, very isolated life, people who feel no connection with the people, it is the divine plan for them to make them realize of their own existence, that God is the provider, not the people, and they have to remember who they are. We are not helpless on earth. So in order for us to make us remember our own power, sometimes they let earth's life to corner us to make us remember who we are. And the main point that I was talking about, why God sometimes behaves that way. Many people, even myself, I'm talking about myself, in the past at least, there are times questioning whether God exists or not. Not just me, anybody. Those people who has questions about whether God exists or not, or whether whatever God they believe in is real or not, or is there any divine out there? Do they have any name? You really don't need to know about it. You just have to believe that somebody is there in the higher realms who are unconditionally loving and unconditionally beloved towards you, who always are there for a protection, for a guidance, for assistance and support, unconditional. You don't need to belong to any religion. You do not need to be belonging to any belief system. You just need to believe that you are being protected, you are being helped, and they will provide that for no matter what religion you belong to. You don't need to remember them, you don't need to thank them either. So life on earth has a thing called free will. Because of that, sometimes these beings has to step out of your life, or they can stand next to you but they can still watch you suffer only because you chose that. and they can't do anything without your permission. It goes same for those who are negative in the spirit world as well. So do not let any negative spirit walk into your life. Do not invite them. Means no matter what happens in your life, you have to hold on to a positive belief system, positive things, that this third thing will sort out. It's already sorted out. Why do you want to know how things will work out for you? Do you want to know how it will work out? Whether that's important for you, or that thing being sorted out, even without you knowing how it will sort out, whether that's important or that's important. If you have a problem, that solution happening in your life is more important than you knowing how it will work out, right? How? So that is what we have to do. Whether there is a situation, we need a solution, we need a help, we need something to sort out, we need some kind of help, we just have to strongly believe that it's done. Don't need to know. We do not need to know. That is how free will works. When we believe, there are beings in the upper realms who are willing to deliver whatever we desire for. So because of the suffocation on earth, because of the traumas that people experience on earth, people lamenting that, why did I believed so much in you, dear God? I believed, I gave you this, I gave you that, I trusted you, I did this, I did that. You developed that belief system because of life on earth. Somebody taught you, a book taught you, a person taught you. Life in a society, in a family, in a religious way, in a non-religious way, in a societal way, it was given to you. Gods did not show up in front of you to tell you what they want from you, right? They want to believe. That's just, they want you to believe in yourself. Basically, we need to believe in ourselves. That's the only thing that we need to do on earth. And if you cannot believe in yourself because of the trauma, because people with the trauma means self-doubt, self-sabotage, not being able to hold on. So when it happens, they need something to rely on. That's why they go to the God. That's why things works when a person who doesn't believe in themselves, if they go to any deity, any God, any belief system, if they were able to believe in that God, it works because of that. Because at the end of the day, whether they were not able to believe in themselves, but they believed in the idea of God, so it worked. Basically, you need to believe in something. Either you believe in yourself or you believe in any deity that you believe in. Whether they do it or somebody else do it, it works that way. Any deity, remember this one thing. Anybody who belongs to the divine world, they are absolutely unconditionally loving towards you. They are absolutely non-judgmental. They do not demand, they do not condemn, they do not ask for any kind of a thing. They don't expect anything from you. They don't demand, and there is no judgment from them. They do not make you feel guilty for a single thing. Not a single thing. Never. There is only one thing waiting for you from the divine world, is that unconditional love, unconditional protection, unconditional support, unconditional upliftment and assistance. And they do deliver things like justice, because if people ask for something that is totally injustice for someone else, they don't do it because it's injustice for other people. So when you're in a place of that much benevolence, and when you have a clean heart, and never forget that what's right, what's wrong on earth is not same in the spirit world. Means, come on, if you consider just 100 years ago, things that used to be wrong, today considered as right thing, it's okay. So life on earth is very different. What is right, what is wrong is very much different in the spirit world. So they judge what is right, what is wrong completely differently than what a human can consider as what is right or wrong. So we don't need to judge ourselves unless someone is really cruel and they know it. So if you are somebody who is not cruel in nature, who is most likely have a good intention towards others, you don't need to be worried about these kind of things. And people who have a good heart, people who are benevolent, people who have a helping nature, empathetic nature, who forgive easily, they tend to blame themselves a lot. They tend to forgive others easily, but they may struggle to forgive themselves because of certain belief system they hold on to. So if you can forgive others that easily, forgive yourself for those kind of things that you can easily forgive. If someone else has done something to you and you can easily forgive without them asking for forgiveness, how much time it will take for you to forgive yourself for something that you did? Because life on earth is very different. How don't blame yourself for the things that you couldn't do. For example, there are people who can still hold on to that feeling of guilt that they could have done something but they couldn't 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. They might still have that feeling of guilt in their heart. Maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that, things would have been turned out differently, maybe I should have helped that person, maybe I should have let this go, maybe I should have said this. No. Can you go back in time? No. Life on earth is very much entangled in an energetic way too. So every single thought that comes out of her has a value in an energetic way as well. So it's very important to let go of all the guilt from our heart, from our consciousness, because it stores in our subconscious. So it's very much important that if anybody hold on to any kind of guilt, let it go. If somebody has to be judging you, there is a divine to judge. We don't need to judge ourselves. Especially those who are benevolent, especially those who are kind and empathetic and helpful in nature. They tend to hold on to a lot of guilt. They tend to put themselves in a place of self-abandonment. Those people who abandon themselves, this is one thing that I can tell you. If the thing that you do to yourself in the name of, well, I'm a really good person, so I have to do this, so this is expected from me, so I have to sacrifice, so this is expected from me, this is this, I'm an elder person in the family, I'm this gender, I'm in this relationship, I'm this, so that is what I have to do it. And the injustice that you may have done to yourself in the past, imagine if someone else has done that to you, how much hurt you would have felt. So our consciousness doesn't know the difference between those kind of things. If someone else, for example, if you keep sacrificing certain things, for example, if there is two children in a family, an elder child, male or a female, doesn't matter, always made to give up their things for the younger ones, just because the parent says, well, you're an elder one, you are the firstborn, you are supposed to look after your younger ones. If they want something, you have to look after them, you have to be the one who has the bigger heart. And whether it's a toy or just an experience or some compliment or a birthday gift, anything, that compromises that you do, and you let your younger siblings play with the things even if they break it, and you may regret it later, but you're like, well, I'm supposed to do that, but it hurt you from within, right? And if parents bring some things, and instead of giving it to you, if they're directly giving it to your siblings because they start to cry, it was supposed to be yours, and you're like, no, that's okay. You're the one who's doing injustice to yourself. You better stop doing those kind of things. If you are okay with it, that's completely different. But if anything like that sacrifices, that compromises that you do, if that makes you feel like even a tinge of that regret in your heart, it means that you are not okay with that. Imagine if you keep telling yourself whether you're ugly or whether you're this, or negative things, anything. You don't know how to handle things, you get angry easily, or how this is that it is. Any negative thing that comes out of you towards your own self as a self-talk. Imagine if someone else starts saying that to you every single time, you would be crushed, right? How can someone else say that things? But you told that to yourself that easily. Your subconscious doesn't know. So those people who speak negatively towards themselves, it's a better suggestion from me that you start speaking to yourself in a very kinder and gentle way. Try to be very kind and very, very gentle with your own self. If whatever you do, if it is feels like a no from within, try to stand up for it. Whether you are an elder person, adult, whether you are in a place that others expect you to compromise and sacrifice, and if it is no for you, then it's a no for you. Especially I'm speaking to those who are very much empathetic, benevolent, who are ready to sacrifice themselves. Your subconsciousness doesn't know the difference. So why I'm speaking about this is called self-sabotage. This comes from this kind of indoctrination from parents, society, religious things. So these kind of people who abandon themselves for the sake of their own ego, because they think this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because I'm a female, I'm a male, I'm an adult, I'm an elder in the family, this is what I'm supposed to do. And they abandon themselves easily without anybody asking many times, or they are just pressurized or manipulated, because it's easy for others to take things. And if you say easily, like, okay, then that becomes easy for them. Yeah, they may even praise you. Well, how good you are, how kind you are, how gentle you are. It's because it's easy for them to take things from you. So these kind of things and behavior and actions and decisions come to a person because of this kind of a negative influence from outside that made you abandon yourself. This is called self sabotage. And that feeling of, not enough from within, or this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, that's what it has to be this way, this kind of feeling. Whatever you do, if that makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel suffocated, it means that it's a no for you. Try to follow your heart. Try to be authentic to yourself. I'll connect this to the God, the idea of God. When people do these kind of things, I told you about the free will on earth. So when we reject this kind of a help, no matter how many times we cry, no matter how many times we do this or that, when even gods and deities or angels, spirit guardians, whoever they are, if they are binded to the free will, if you reject help, if you keep questioning, if you keep doubting, how they can help you? If you hold on to a book in your hand, you know that it's in your hand, right? Do you doubt it? No. You walk straight to a table and you keep that book on the table. Do you doubt it? You don't doubt it. You know it, right? So when you ask for a guidance, when you ask for a help, when you ask for assistance, when you ask for a miracle, it should be that way. It means you ask and it shall be given. You don't need to believe in any God. You don't need to believe in any deities or angels or anything. If you don't want to believe, don't believe in yourself. Divine just wants us to believe in ourselves. That is how it should be. And being authentic and following our heart means our higher self knows what is right for us. It is the nudge that comes from within us in the form of intuition. This is right for you. This is what probably you like it. Sometimes they do nudge from the divine world. Look, this is good for you. Look, this is right for you. This path is right for you. This person is right for you. So it's better to listen. And sometimes what happens is the food that we consume on earth affect very negatively. So if you really want to connect with the divine, try to cut out every food that is bad for you. Means anything that processed, anything that's salty, too spicy, too sugary, remove it from your diet and try to eat food that is most likely alive. Means anything that is fresh, lesser food, small portions, raw, organic, those kind of things. And when you will realize, if you fast, if you remove that food from your body, you can do this experiment. That is why in many religions fasting is considered as a way to connect to the God. It's because of that. it removes the negative influence of earth from ourselves. So when that happens, automatically we connect ourselves to the divine world. When we connect ourselves to the divine world, their guidance comes from within our heart. So that is why it becomes easier for us to pick up a intuitive message from the divine world. Sometimes there is a lot of things that we can do. So those people who question whether God exists or not, it shouldn't matter to you. Who cares? You don't want to believe in God, don't believe in yourself. If you want to believe in some God, when you ask for something, believe that it's delivered. You have to stick to that, because having faith is utmost important for them to do that job for you, to deliver what you ask them to do. You don't need to know how it will happen, when it will happen. You just have to know, because they will find one way or another way to deliver it to you. That is how it is. So when you're in your sadness, when you're in your, people have a tendency to remember their past wounds and reminisce and say that this is nostalgia. No, don't remember and feel happy about the thing that you suffered. Remember the good thing that you experienced in your life and smile and heal from that wounds. If you ask something, if you want something from the divine world, a guidance, a suggestion, a help, something, either you believe in yourself and tell yourself that, okay, now I'm receiving. I want to know what's my next step in my life is. I want to know whether this person is right for me or not. I want to know whether this studies, this area that I'm trying to get in is right for me or not. And then tell yourself, okay, now I'll know it, and let it go. When you say such things, you have to believe, not just saying it. You have to believe it from your heart. You have to believe in yourself. That feeling, that weight of feeling has to come from your heart. Not telling yourself that I'm going to receive. You have to believe from your heart that it is how it is. And you have to stick to it no matter what your mind says. Mind is not you. Mind is completely, it can be changed. Heart is you. Heart is connected to the soul. Mind is connected to the body. Because the way we eat food, it can change our mind. It can change our feelings and how we experience things. But heart is always connected to the soul. The heart is connected to the divine world. So if you want direct guidance from the divine world, connect your heart, not your mind. Mind may say a lot of things. How that is possible? How this is possible? You don't know how universe works. Do you want solution or not? You want solution, right? You want it to be sorted. You want it to answer. You want clarity. Then stick to the final results. Means, do you want these things to be sorted out? Yes. Then believe that it's sorted. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. So those people who doubt that God exists or how things will work, or whether, I asked so many times from the divine world, I never received a message, I never did, these kind of things. No, let them do their job. Ask for it, and once, only need to ask once. Do you think they have amnesia? No, they don't. They remember everything that you say. They listen every single thing that comes out of our mouth. Once ask and let it go and believe that it's done. Try to hold on to that faith for your own sake, not for their sake. Try to hold on to that for your own sake. Ask and then decide that it's done. Wait for it until it walks into your life and becomes your reality. That is how manifestations work on earth. That is why we are here to manipulate that same manifestation, that energy. That is why we have to have a desire to create meaningful life on earth. That is the point of life on earth. Simple. We just forgotten who we are. We have to remember who we are, and divine always helps us. It's easy. Believe in yourself. Believe that there is somebody above from the higher realms who is always there. Always means always. No matter what you are, no matter how you are, no matter what religion, no matter what kind of person you are, they will always be there for you. If you believe, they will appear. You don't need to give them any name. You just call them divine. That's it. Try that from today, and we'll see about it.